Hi guys, so today is going to be a standing practice. If for any reason standing is not going to work for you today, give it a go sat down, but it will be better if you're sat up, and we can access all the other videos from past weeks as well on the Facebook page. This is a really good one for working with the back and spine, for kind of a total body stretch and a little bit of strengthening. We're going to be moving our spine in all different planes of motion, so twists, side to side, forwards and back. But as with any of these videos, if it doesn't feel quite right for you, any shooting, sharp pains especially, skip it out. Okay, so we're going to start stood up in mountain pose. Look down at your feet and bring your feet hip width distance apart and inside edges of your feet parallel. Then lift and spread your toes nice and wide and place them back down on the mat. And then I want you to energize your legs, so tense up your thighs. Imagine you pushing down into the ground. You might feel a little light lift of your kneecaps when you do that. And then take your hands onto your hips and just rock your hips forwards and back a little bit. If I turn to the side, you'll see that better. Forwards and back. And I want you to find an area where there's lots of space for your lower back. So that's normally tipping your hips backwards a little bit. So you've got these two sit bones at the bottom of your pelvis and they kind of drawing down towards the floor. So lots of space for your back. The tummy's lightly drawing in. So strong legs, hands down by your side, palms faced forwards. Roll your shoulders back so the chest is open, but the ribs aren't stuck out too far. And then grow tall through your spine. Imagine someone's got a string on the crown of your head and gently drawing you up towards the ceiling. Slightly tucking your chin just to find lots of length through the back of your neck. Shoulders relaxed. Strong legs as you inhale, grow taller. And as you exhale, re-energize your legs, really imagine you can push down into deep mud. Smooth breaths. Maybe closing your eyes. This is mountain pose or Tadasana in Sanskrit. And this is a really brilliant pose for working with the alignment of your body. You can do it while you're waiting for the kettle to boil, while you're waiting for the toaster to go. Breathing with the pose. Okay, so now take your feet a little bit wider and take your hands onto your hips, and we're going to make circles with the hips to open up this area of the body, and we're starting to move into the spine as well. So as big a circles as you comfortably can, nice and slow. You can imagine that your body's a spoon and you're stirring around the edge of a saucepan, trying to get all of the sauce off the edges. And you might want to close your eyes, try to make the movements nice and smooth. Smooth breaths as you go. And then reverse those circles the other way. Noticing the sensations of the movement, letting go of any judgmental, critical, harsh thoughts about your flexibility level or whether you're good or not at yoga. It doesn't matter. Let those thoughts go. Come back to feeling the sensations themselves rather than thinking about them. Okay, and then stop and come to stand in mountain pose again. The feet a little bit closer together. Stand up nice and tall. With a kind of a sense of dignity. But shoulders soft and relaxed, so that kind of balance between strength and ease. Okay. And now you might want to keep your feet hip width or maybe a little bit wider to be a little bit steadier. And I want you to reach your right hand up into the air and push your hips over to the right and lean over to the left. But really try to press into your right foot and reach up nice and high. So it's a big stretch. You might even look up towards the top hand. And then go the other way, right hand down, left arm up and push the hips over to the left, but reach over to the right. Trying to grow really tall at the same time. It's not just dumping and trying to get as far as we can over, but really reaching and lengthening through the left side of your body. And now we're going to alternate between those two in a smooth movement. See if you can breathe in one way and breathe out the other. Really stretching. Trying to make the moves as fluid as you can. So we're taking our spine in lateral flexion, side to side. Okay, let's do one more to the left and then bring both hands down. And again, just stop for a moment and notice any kind of after effects from that stretch in your body. Okay, so this time we're going to twist, and this can be quite fun. You don't have to go super fast, you can go quite slow, but I quite like going fast sometimes, but be really careful with your back, especially if you've got any lower back issues going on. So you're just going to let your arms flop side to side. It's wise to bring the feet a little bit wider. And I'm just going to swing. I sometimes get some nice clicks and cricks in my back when I do this, and just let the arms flop side to side. And if you can, each way you turn, the opposite foot to the way you're turning, lift up onto the toe so you're coming into the hip as well. You might want to go a little bit slower when you do that. Maybe try reaching up each way as well. Okay, so come back to stand. Bring the feet back to hip width distance apart. Stand up tall, close the eyes for a moment or fix your gaze on the spot and just notice how your body feels after that one. Okay, so next one, forwards and back. So we've gone side to side, we've twisted, and now we're going to go forwards and back. So all those are the three main planes of motion that we really want to build into our practice. Especially if you're building a home practice, just think twists, side to side, forwards and back. So feet hip width distance apart again. Just take your hands onto your hips. You remember that tilt backwards and forwards movement as if your pelvis is a big bowl. And I want you to tip your pelvis forwards. Try to keep your legs straight. You can have a little bit of softness in the knees. And then as if you've got a tray, you could say, you've got a handful of carrots or something like that. You're going to reach them out forwards, but really think about tipping the hips forwards. Keep the heart lifted. So you're getting a stretch all along the back line of our body. Breathe here for a moment. It might feel quite strong. And then come back up, hands down by your side. This time bend your knees. Maybe just take your hands to hips to feel this. Tip the pelvis back this time. So the tailbone's driving down towards the floor. The knees are like heavy, going down towards the floor. Hands down by your side. And then roll the shoulders back. So your heart lifts, but keep your chin tucked. So you can look slightly upwards. And you should feel like your abdomen muscles turn on. And your legs are switched on, your chest switched on. Might be a little bit of a shake. Take a deep breath in, then come up and go back to that first one. So hips tilting forwards, legs straight, reach out. Maybe a different vegetable you're offering up this time. So we're going to do those with our breath. Inhale, come back up, hands open, bend the knees, hips tip back. Roll shoulders back. And then as you exhale, tip the hips forwards and reach out, long spine. Inhale back, hands down by your side, bend the knees, hips tip back, chest lifts, shoulders squeezing back together, and then back up and forwards. Keep going in your own time. Inhale. Up. Exhale forwards. This is a great one for strengthening our core and stretching our hips, our pelvis. Can get a bit of getting used to. Okay, so just come back up to standing and take some breaths here. Just noticing the after effects from that stretch. Nice. Okay, now I'm going to do a little balance pose. We're going to go forwards and back again. But this is a good one for kind of strengthening our legs and our ankles. And building our balance is really important. It helps us when we fall. It's great for running and walking, all kind of exercises. Working on our balance is super important. So bring your hands onto your hips and bring your weight onto your left foot. And bend the left knee a little bit. So it's like you've got a little suspension spring. And I want you to point your right toe out in front of you. And this is kind of option one, just popping the toe onto the floor, but the weight's still on my left foot. If you need a wall nearby, that can be really handy just to help you balance. And it's a little bit like that pose before. Hips are tipping back, heart lift, shoulders back. And then back the other way. So bend the knee a little bit and touch the toe back behind you. So forwards and back. Simple little balance. And if you want to, you could try lifting the foot up off the floor. And you can go as high as you want to with that foot. If you really kind of get good at it, you might be able to take it really high. See how you're feeling, got lots of options. Okay. And then bring the feet back together. And we're going to do it on the other side. So you might just want to shake that left foot out a little bit. You might feel a nice bit of strengthening into the ankle. Okay, so bring your weight onto your right foot this time and bend the knees. Got a bit of suspension again. And point your left toe forward, so hips are kind of tipping back. Heart lifts. And then point back. Tip the hips forwards. So forwards and back. Forwards with your breath if you can. Inhale one way, exhale the other. Maybe starting to lift the foot up if you want that bit of challenge today. We want quality. Breathing the whole time. We tend to hold our breath when we balance. Keep breathing. One more forwards and back, wherever you are. And then bring the feet back down onto the floor. Give that right foot a little bit of a shake out, and let's give both legs a good shake. Shaking can be really good to kind of get the energy going. Shake the whole body, shake arms. If you're doing this surrounded by people, you might feel a bit silly, but it's good. Maybe give the leg, oh, my hair's falling out. Give the head a shake. And then stand up nice and tall, finishing back where we started in Tadasana, mountain pose. This time let's just bring our hand onto our belly, just below the belly button, and take some nice deep breaths into your belly. Long, smooth breaths, especially that exhale. And if you've got time, you could come just lay down on the floor for 5 minutes or even just a minute. You could stay standing like this. Just to let yourself settle, let the practice settle in. Otherwise, go on with your day, and hope you enjoyed that. Stretch into the whole body, taking the spine in all different directions. Thank you guys. Namaste.